We're good to go, dude.
Yep, I'm so glad that winter's over. It got me excited. It was official. I mean, it's been put out.
It's a
Uh,
fact.
yes, it's been stated.
It
I
is
will say
nice to
this.
see that price go up. I will say.
Should
I
I
don't know.
should I show people what we're referring to?
Yes.
Oh yeah, of course,
So
of course. It's. I mean, it's funny.
yeah. So for those that might not know, there's been some pretty big announcements over the past couple of days with Gala. They acquired a mobile gaming studio with 15 active games and what they report is 20 million players. So that's bringing a lot of players to the Gala ecosystem. Um, they've talked about their chain being live. They started a new ad campaign for one of their biggest games, Spider Tanks, and now I guess winter's over.
Well, the price is pumping. It's actually at 22 cents now,
Oh wow.
which I mean, I'm happy about.
Right.
Oh yeah,
2.2 cents.
sorry. Yeah.
2.2
Oh, sorry.
cents.
2.2 cents. Yeah.
Yeah.
22 cents. Yeah. That
I
would
had
have been nice.
I had a
Sorry.
little tiny mini heart attack for a second.
Yeah, I didn't have yours up. That was my bad.
So this is what
Yeah,
we're
it's going
referring
up,
to in
dude.
the Gala Discord. For those that might not know.
Yeah. No, it's funny. It's it's one of those things. Winter is not over, in case anybody was wondering. That
Not yet.
don't get too excited. It's we got a lot of things to do. But it's fine.
It's a bull trap. It's a bull trap, guys.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
do
Be
it.
careful. Be careful. But I mean, really, winter is a great time to build. And I got with me Timboslice, and he is a builder himself. He's building a lot of cool stuff. We're gonna make this a regular occurrence because we at Forged in Crypto have been doing a lot with Tim, kind of behind the scenes. On both sides, just trying to bring people into Web3 gaming. I know, just getting the word out, doing a lot of fun stuff. So we want to do a consistent podcast, whether it's weekly, bi-weekly, I don't know, we'll see. We just want to get in here and chat and talk about all the things that are going on, man. Right?
100, man. 100 is exciting. We're all working together, making some awesome shit.
So what besides of the big announcement of you telling us about winter being over, what else you got going on right now?
Yeah, man. We're I think half building out the Moth ecosystem. You know, really trying to get something out there that we're proud of and actually adds value into these games and ecosystem, and then also makes it more fun for gamers. And that's we're trying to listen to what gamers actually want. We got a lot of a lot of money guys coming into crypto right now, and it's a little not as fun sometimes. Some of these games aren't really built out how they probably should be, that are actually fun. And then the other half of what we're doing is managing these assets in these games, and big in Spider Tanks trying to figure the hell that out. It's kind of confusing right now, but I think they'll get it together. And officially today, ads are out on Spider Tanks. So
Well, he approved them,
he approved them. He said it should be out immediately. So we'll see. He said it.
Okay.
He said it. But yeah, no, I think it's half two really fun things that I get to enjoy every day and have fun doing, and it's all about games, baby.
Yeah, man. And I know you guys were heavy like into Spider Tanks, really trying to get it going with the community, helping a lot of people learn how to play it. Big Barrett, I know I've been following him on Twitter. He puts a lot of stuff out because he was a newbie trying to learn how to play, and I thought his content was good. Like I know you guys have been working together to try and get that information on just the gameplay. Like what are strategies? What do you want to do there? Spider Tanks is a really fun game, so that's kind of cool to see that happen. A lot of people need to know how to play it.
Yeah, no, the round table coming up. I think that's good. I really like the angle that Big Bear takes on stuff, because he does have that beginner's mindset kind of coming in, but then really takes it seriously. And the Fluso crew should be really fun. Coming together, giving smaller content creators a platform to grow on, and then the round table really gets that. We need some just community camaraderie in these games, right? Spider Tanks really needs it. We need somebody talking about it, and let's have these, because for the players, they are literally half of the game, they're or more than half the game, so the actual gameplay matters. And as nerdy as it gets, like I would say the Moff Roundtable is about as nerdy as it gets. It's legit talking about the game in a hardcore sense, and getting deep into it, because it does matter.
It does, man, for sure. And that's how the games are fun. You get the emotions in there. I mean, we were just talking about Modern Warfare and proximity chat and how just ridiculous that is.
Man. We need that shit.
It's and we were talking about, it's like, oh wait, hold on, kids are on.
I'll be playing with my buddies. I'm like, hey, okay, I hear someone that sounds under 15. Let's just bite our tongues for at least.
Dude, that was a wild time. It was a wild time, and I got to live being the 12-year-old in the chat.
Oh,
like, I got to live that, and man, I like it. I know. Yeah, I know. I liked it. Like, it was fun. It was
That's what Blake was saying,
man.
Makes
it tough.
He's like, oh, name me who I am.
You felt like you were hanging out with your big brother.
Exactly.
Like your brothers and shit. So
well, you're hearing all the stuff that you're not supposed to hear, and it's like you can tell that you're kind of doing something bad just by being there a little bit. So that's a whole nother piece to it. It's like addicting.
Deadly just said exactly what you did. Getting called a squeaker.
Yeah.
It was the most humiliating thing.
Yeah. So oh my gosh, it was the worst. I remember on PS3 they had voice changer built into the thing, so I would like click my voice down a couple notches, and it sounded so fake. Like everyone could tell you were using a voice changer.
That's so funny.
It made it even worse, right? They were like, at least own it, dude. Like,
I mean, I got into Modern Warfare. I was 25, I think, is when I first started playing the Modern Warfare. So I was like, I didn't have to worry about that.
Yeah,
you little babies out here. That's cool though, man. That's fun. I mean, one of the things that we've been doing, we're literally looking at a couple of different games this morning.
Should I go to Universe?
Yeah. Why don't we start with that one? We
so y'all said Universe.
Unioverse. Yeah, you got to show some of the graphics on this. It looks pretty good.
I can open up the launcher.
Yeah, it looks pretty legit. Some of the developers of
GTA,
thank you, GTA, and a few other of those big games are on there bringing this to the table. So they got, I mean, there's a good pedigree behind them. They have a mint that's coming up on the 15th, and I don't know, it's just another metaverse type of entry. Kind of is reminding me a little bit about like Champions, where it's going to have a whole bunch of other games.
Well, it's like there's a lot of lore rooted behind it. It seems really interoperable in the sense of, once you acquire one of their like hero-based NFTs, you have access to every game in their ecosystem. So it's kind of more along that model of you buy a game and you play it for as long as you want. This is just their version. Instead of buying the game, you get to buy the character. But I mean, from a graphics standpoint, like AAA quality.
Yeah.
Really detailed. Like even on when they go to OpenSea, I couldn't find the link again, but they have like a test version of this on OpenSea that you can look at, and even on OpenSea, you can move them around, you can zoom in, you can, so it's just really cool to see, like from an artistic standpoint, taking it to that next level.
Yeah, so that's that's what we do over here at Forge and Crypto. We're always researching, trying to find new stuff, different games, different Web3 applications that are coming along to help out and move things in a direction that we hope is going to be good. And it looks really good. We haven't done a review on this yet, but that's coming.
Yeah, this next week we'll have one.
And but I'm excited. I mean, definitely there's a pedigree for the developers behind it. They don't have a ton of information when you look at like a white paper or a light paper or tokenomics or anything along those lines, which in all honesty, I'm totally fine with. Like, make the game and bring the game and have fun with it, and then you can do everything else from there. So should be cool. I'm excited. See what we got going on. Yeah. Though the other one was went live today that we were looking at was Illuvium. So Tim made me buy land a long time ago. He twisted my arm and he said you should really buy some land.
I'm hoping it's a good call. I just offered really good advice. Okay.
you did.
Not
did.
investment advice.
You did.
Not
I
investment.
think the advice is this is the exact statement. It says you're stupid if you don't buy it,
Yeah,
and I don't
yeah.
want to be stupid, so I bought it.
I know your weak point.
Don't call me dumb. So I got that. We just downloaded that and popped it up, and that was the music you were hearing when we first started, Tim.
So is it legit out? I missed that.
It is, yeah,
So,
for tests
yeah,
for
and
only landowners.
So I can show the shoot, I don't remember where I put that.
Is P2E active?
No. So right now where it's at is, so there's kind of 3 levels to Illuvium. There's like the farming side where the land comes into play, and that's where you're going to farm resources, craft materials and stuff that you can then use in
EOE
the other aspects of the game. So, you can take your resources that you make on your land and move that over to your characters that you're collecting, your alluvials themselves, and using those resources in battle and to upgrade your pets and things of that nature. So I think that's where the biggest, long-term success is going to come from. I don't know how, we haven't really gotten into it much yet. So it'll be interesting to see, what exactly it looks like. I'm hoping it's not just a copy of some of the other town builder type games we've seen out there, like a Town Star.
I don't think it is. I just started just a little bit. I started on there. It's not
okay.
It's not a town builder. It kind of is reminding me a little bit more of like Echoes of Empires.
Okay.
Right away.
I like that.
In that sense. So
there's more complexity. I mean, and that's the cool thing about the land plots themselves too. Like the different rarities will have different like landmarks, and those landmarks give you, resource like increases on like building and crafting and things of that nature. So it's cool that they're, differentiating it a little bit more than some of the copies we've seen out there.
Yeah.
But
what was it for you, Tim, when you, and it was a while ago that I bought it, but you had some people that were into it. They were talking in the Discord. What was it that kind of spun you up to make you think it was going to be good?
I think I've believed in Illuvium since the beginning. I thought they were kind of one of those front runners with Decentraland. But then I also saw that I did bet correctly that they were going to be a long time. Like this was 2021, right? Like over a year and a half ago. And I was like, okay, I really like the idea. I think, right, we're seeing the way these different companies choose which route in the metaverse they're going. Gala is going their own route. They're like tons of different games around one token, whereas you have Axie, Illuvium, Star Atlas, and the Unioverse, all those types of games that are building their own metaverse around a certain type of graphic or character style.
Yeah.
And I like Illuvium's chance. I think they have, it looks like, I look at their graphics and then think of all the different types of games that you could envision in that graphics style.
Yeah.
Well, they already have 3. I mean, there's going to be there's Zero, Arena, and Overworld. They're all going to be, right, launching within the same, I would imagine, quarterly span.
It tells you right there.
Yeah.
Coming soon.
Yeah. But, assuming that we're getting into our first alpha for the Zero, I'm hopefully assuming that we're going to be able to start, potentially using some of these farmed resources in the Overworld and things like that. So people can start testing that.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was, so is the land the center of it all? I feel like.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
So that was where I was at. It was just like, if you're going to buy one thing, especially with our style where we're kind of diversifying in a lot of these games, we don't have a ton of time to be the players in them. So I think land style is just better.
Mm-hmm. Well, all resources in Illuvium will come from Illuvium Zero. You will not be able to farm resources in the Overworld or in the arena. So you have to either have land, rent land, or have some sort of connection with someone to where you're buying through like a second marketplace or something like that.
Yeah, they'll probably have some sort of internal marketplace that'll be there
where you can sell your they should be.
I mean, you saying EOE, it's perfect. Like make a game where you have a 4x strategy game to get one type of resource, and then you have the spider tanks action type of game to get a certain type of resource, and you just make all your different resources different types of games within the same universe, and you have
100%.
it gives them all value. All of those games matter at that point.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I think that's a great way to think about it too. And EOE's got a long way to go. I'm excited about their game, but they can expand on that whole universe as well, like the same way, and not just make it EOE, but everything else. So it's pretty cool. I don't know. I'm excited for Illuvium too. We'll get in and see. I've only built a couple of shacks.
Structures. Yeah, so the first alpha for landowners is going to run through the 21st of February, and then the first season beta will supposedly start, and hopefully more of the community will be able to be involved in that second play test type event.
Yeah, that'd be cool. So yeah, man. So what do you think about the Spider Tanks announcements? Besides the ads, there was something yesterday too that came out. They're talking about the silk. I don't know if it was an announcement or if it was just in the Spider Tank channel, because they basically their silk distribution is so low because it's basically just there's nobody putting money back into the system.
Right.
Yeah. This was one. It's so just want to let everybody know that the launch buffer pool, which is a source of silk beyond what is spent in the store, has been exhausted. Right, so nobody's spending any more in the store, so they've exhausted the launch buffer. So, I mean, we've talked about this. They don't have players. You don't have new players coming in. It was out of balance in the terms of ancients getting the most silk, so they were spending the most. Now all the ancients are upgraded. Now what? What's the next step?
I think, like, reading this, so in our calculations, we in the first week we knew that they were using a massive buffer pool, because we had already done the math on
Right.
like where we're at right now, the earnings right now. That is literally where we guessed what earnings we would make. And then the game starts, and it's we get this massive amount, and we're like, how are we getting so much? And then we were like, it's okay. And then it started going down, and we were calculating our VP that we get each day compared to how much silk, so we could get the silk multiplier on how, like, we literally got the ratio on it, and it was just changing. So we knew that they had used a buffer. So this was fine for us. I think, technically long term, it's all proportional. So once we get new players, new influx of people eating up the supply, then it will normalize again. I think it was just the only thing I got from this was just more, they need to communicate better. They just need to communicate. They need to communicate better from it. Like, it's perfectly fine. Like, I understand what they were doing, but they didn't really make it clear that they were using a buffer pool.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things that they weren't, fully communicative in the beginning about those things. So, and now we need more players, right? We need more players with NFTs that want to take the silk and put it back into the system. So.
Yeah. No, I think it sucks in the short term, but the way the dev team works and the way the game is, I think it's super fun. I think it'll catch on once the stuff that doesn't really matter, like all the pricing and all this stuff. It's just a game at the end of the day, and we're getting like a kid's game is getting having to deal with all the stupid political stuff.
No, and I think that's the thing to think about, right? This is a game that we should be playing for fun, right? It's a fun game, and should continue playing it for fun. And we're so worried about the distribution of silk, or people are so worried about the distribution of silk, is because it was marketed as a play to earn game, right? And you're going to earn this money, and so people are worried about it because that's why they bought in the first place. Instead of us having a game that gets deployed, we have a fun time with that game, and then at that point in time, they start to then add in the tokenomic side, add in the play to earn aspect to it. And this kind of rolls me around to, what they're talking about now with the bringing on the Web 2, or sorry, the mobile gaming, right? They got 20 million gamers are supposed to come in. They have games that are there. They're supposed to take the NFTs that have already been earned by these people in that game, and they're going to copy them over onto the Geary chain. I think this is a fantastic way to bring on Web 3 or Web 2 to Web 3 in a manner that is going to be a little easier to digest and understand what that means. This was I posted it in the Discord as well. They had a game. I don't know if you remember it, Tim. It was called. Let me see.
For Gala?
They were going to buy it, right? So they're going to buy this game, and it was a mobile game. I told you about it earlier.
We were just talking about it.
Anyways, I'll find it and I'll tell you the
Champions
name of it.
Arena, Eternal Paradox.
No, this is well before that. So they.
I remember what you're talking about. I can't remember it now.
I'll find it. But so we had a bunch of discussions with this internally in the Discord. I chatted with Brink about it as well a little bit, and really what it was we were talking about is like, you have to bring these people over because these are the gamers that are already playing the game, right? And now they can see these NFTs. Now they can see what the value is going to be there. This is, and you don't have to worry about the marketing strategy of this is going to be a play to earn game, right? And they can just own it and maneuver them over. But I'm excited for them to see that or do that in this sense, and hopefully, they're actual games that are being played, so we can see how that actual transition will work. So, but
no, I agree. I think I mean, in a game like Spider Tank's perfect for mobile. I mean, every mobile. There's so many controllers out for mobile phones now, like that are compatible. You instantly turn your phone into a little computer that can play.
Well, you just
Spider
lost me
Tanks.
a controller for your phones.
Yeah,
I was excited because I get to play with my phone because that's how
like you just have them right next to on the sides of your phone.
That's funny.
Like you just stick your phone right into it. It's and then
it's like a little.
It's like a switch or something.
Yeah, look at that right there.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
and
Xbox.
And then they slide together. They slide together, and instantly you can just turn your phone into a Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Dungeon Boss. Pretty cool. Do you remember that, Tim?
Dungeon Boss. That's what it was.
Yes.
It might have been before you got in. I don't know because it was early. I think it was early 2021.
No,
it was right around. It was right around Fortified, when they were talking about when it was Fortified. But yeah, Dungeon Boss. They were talking about
this game.
Dude, everybody
I totally forgot about this game.
No, I literally played it. Yep.
Yeah.
So I played it a decent bit too.
It fell through. That didn't go at that point in time. So, but it
was fun.
It was the same conversation of like, hey, can we get? How do you capitalize on this? You already have a game that a bunch of people are playing. Bring those NFTs over, and then if they want to log into the Geary chain and make an account, hey, guess what? You already have all these over here. You have the marketing is amazing because as it goes, if they've been playing for a long time on the free to play and they're earning these NFTs, and then all of a sudden they look and they're like, oh, my NFTs are worth $50 over there. What?
Yeah,
that's crazy. Let me log in and see what I can do to like trade it on the marketplace and then make some money back. And you don't have to worry about it being I'm going to be a gajillionaire. It's just like, oh, this is kind of cool. I can now take some money out of this and put it into a new game.
I mean, you look at traditional gamers. In a traditional game, you do not make money playing the game. Like, unless you are an esports, like competitive gamer, which is probably less than 1% of the gaming population, you're not going to make a cent.
Yeah.
Like, you are only spending. And so the fact that you could earn anything, I think people get too caught up in that, oh, like this is going to be my job.
Yes.
No, it can only be the job for the best 1%.
Or unless you live in a third world country that, making $1 a day is going to make a huge difference.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
Which is legit.
Yeah. For a lot of people.
An opportunity for people. Yeah.
What do y'all think would have been smarter? Spending the 1 million on ads for YouTube, or spending the 1 million on buying a tank game that's already made on mobile and then just transferring over like everybody who owns tanks
into Spider Tanks?
And the Spider Tanks gets the tank in the game.
Well,
are
how do you know
into-
the mobile? How do you know the mobile game company that they bought doesn't have a tank game?
I asked that. I asked if they're like I asked that in the thing. I didn't get a response, but
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. No, I think. I mean, you're right though. That's and Benefactor stated that it's like, well, it's easier for us to buy these users and bring them over. You know, you're going to have attrition. You're not going to get all 20 million, but that's a great way to create usership. But you have to still create the environment for them in the game for them to be able to enjoy, regardless of what you're going to do with it. And if they have the same practices of selling stuff for super high and pricing people out of the ecosystem, it's just going to burn, not going to work. But I think they've seen the writing on the wall with what they've done, and hopefully they're going to do a lot more, to keep the community together, and build some really cool stuff. So
Once we figure out what company it is, we need to go level up in all the mobile games so we can get NFTs.
right, I know that's all I'm gonna be doing. Is
We
like I'm
gotta-
gonna hire
we
people
gotta
to play all
rush.
the mobile games. I know Deadly posted one that was just quick Google search yesterday. Google search yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Just like, hey, 20 million, mobile gaming platform,
Where did he
20
send
million
that?
users. It was in our DAO talk.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, you can pull it up. I don't think we have anything that we can't share in there, so
I can. Yeah, it's just right here too.
I can also just do this.
No, we've definitely played one of these games. We'll see what it is.
There has to be. I mean, if it has 20 million users, I mean, or at least I've heard.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was an Asian based game studio as well.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me at all.
Oh, I almost guarantee it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
I
why.
mean,
Well, but this makes sense. Like it could be this.
Well, because if you think of the amount of like, what is it? 50% of game players are mobile, and the majority of those 50% are not in the U.S., Europe, or any other
they're in developing countries.
They're in developing countries. So yeah, it would make sense that it would be somewhere along those lines. So this is the one that he just a quick Google search. I mean, I haven't done it yet. I was going to do it yesterday, but I get caught up with all sorts of other stuff. There's too many things going on, man.
Too many, man.
Breaking it. Too many. But let's see. I wanted to ask you, outside of Gala game stuff, because we've always talking about that, and there's always other games. What other games are you interested in the Web3 universe right now? Or have you been? You've been so focused on Spider Tanks. I don't even know if you've been outside of that, between that and all the Mafia stuff you're building.
Man, I try. I guess I saw kind of see the writing on the wall of like all these games are technically trying to be their own metaverses. So, and I know the ideology of you got to try to be the number one in something. Like the number one in something is going to be, if they're going to make money, it's going to be the number one in something, right?
Yeah.
And we've had Mirandus on our eyes for so long.
Yeah.
And to me, I love McCarthy, and I think his vision is beautiful for Mirandus. And I'm like, you got Alluvium, Star Atlas, like all these dope ass worlds you can live in. My personal favorite is like old school World of Warcraft, RuneScape, fantasy style.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I love Mirandus. So
yeah,
I might pull up Champions Ascension.
I've just that's why I've just stayed in the Gala universe, because I want to try to be number one in the Gala universe.
I think it's gonna be a great universe, man. Like the games that they do have that are coming to the table, like I said, Spider Tanks is a really fun game. Put it on mobile and I'll play it 10 times as much as I do now. You look at obviously Echoes of Empire. I think it's gonna be a great one. I like the concept of it. I like the artwork with it. Looks good. Superior, great game.
Yeah, Superior is awesome.
It's a great game. Grit, I'm a little worried about it. Like I haven't been able to do the playtest because I keep doing Faz's podcast on Thursdays, and I want to play that damn game on the playtest on Thursdays. Because that's my personal wheelhouse of my favorite games are the shooters, first person shooters, the battle royale type stuff. So those are fun. Let's see what else are big ones that they got coming.
In Gala?
Yeah, I'm obviously Mirandus, but I think that's a couple years out. I don't think we've seen anything for 12 to 18 months, really.
If they're really going to do it right, then that's kind of what I would hope. I mean, the Walking Dead one, I still think is going to be
Oh
really
yeah,
fun.
Walking Dead. We got a play test at the end of the month.
We do. I'm even just going to go to the Gala site right now so we can look.
Hey, I will say, Big Time. I really like Big Time.
Big Time.
The game, Big Time.
I don't know what game
I
we're
don't,
talking
I
about.
don't know if I've ever heard of that.
Wow. See, this is how scary it is. Big
That's
Time's
how
one of
big
the
time
bigger-
it is.
Big Time GG.
One of the bigger, yes, Big Time GG.
Okay.
They're kind of World of Warcraft style, but I love their NFT style. The NFTs, not a single NFT affects your gameplay.
Okay.
It is just a
Just a
straight
skin.
up MMO, and the NFTs are only skins, and land ownership and asset ownership is just about making NFTs that are just skins. So they've separated the two games where the actual playing of the game is literally nobody has an advantage over another person.
That's smart.
And then they have the skins.
That's cool. Yeah, he's got.
And then the whole NFT market is just for cool skins and shit.
Which I think it's a great model anyway.
It's the Fortnite model, right?
It's the Apex model. It's the Fortnite model.
Yes.
It's
I
like
mean, it's
just
the battle
And
pass.
you can buy premium tokens for shit, and that's the only way, right? So it's pretty much Fortnite-y. Like it's a Web 2 or a Web 3 Fortnite.
Well, that's cool. How far along are they? I mean, we know nothing about this one.
No,
It's on the list now.
It's
Just send the
playable.
next,
I think it's
article.
playable beta.
Probably gonna have this article next week too.
Yeah. Playable beta. It's pretty big. Let's see. I think it's one of the bigger ones out there.
Which
Showing our whiteboard.
I know.
No, I clicked. No, I got it off. You're fine. Showing all of our projects we got
Showing
going
plans
on.
on
Like,
our
look
whiteboard.
at
Hey, I
that.
saw that Miro. I saw it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, dude, you convinced me. It's the best.
Miro's
Dude,
great, dude. I love
I
it.
freaking love it. Yeah.
Between that and Jasper.
Yeah, Jasper's good too, man.
Don't tell anybody about our secrets, man.
Jasper's fun though. Like the AI side, it's like people are so worried about it, ruining whatever and making it too easy for people. But the reality is, you can just plug stuff into Jasper and it'll spit stuff out for you. But it's going to spit it out like it was a high school sophomore writing it, or it's not. I put some stuff in just messing around with it, and I can't remember what it was. How was I doing? Oh, we had put out a bunch of articles on Not Your Keys, Not Your Coins a while ago. So I was throwing around some different articles within Jasper to see what it would spit out and see how close it was to, what we wrote and how that was doing it. Well, what you notice is it misses so many aspects of it. It's using terms wrong because Web3 blockchain is fairly new. But there's a lot of filler words. There's a lot of filler to it that can really help out and make things easier. And I know that's the same thing with coding size. People were using it for coding. You have to know how to code in the first place. You can't just, I'm gonna write a smart contract, which I put into Jasper. It wrote me a smart contract, but I don't write smart contracts, so I have no clue if it actually was, something that was viable, right? Yeah, I know Deadly is using that stuff for some assistance to help that stuff. It's like,
well, he's been using the GitHub Copilot, which is in direct partnership with OpenAI. I'm pretty sure. He said that it's dope. It's dope. It just sits by, like, kind of works behind him a little bit, gives him suggestions on code to finish stuff. So watching him use it as Copilot and watching the way Copilot works, that if you want to write really long, intricate pieces, you have to use it as a Copilot, kind of. So like write your own words and then let it fill in gaps. But then I find just straight up for prompts, like right off the bat, it's great for informational stuff, like no emotion. It's like the company is writing it, not a human. Like that's where it's good.
Yeah. it's not going to take over it's not far enough along to take over actual human creativity and the thought process that goes in it, but it's a tool that can really maximize your output.
Well, this could be, the equivalent of Excel for accountants, right? I mean, it's like you think about when Excel came out, people probably thought they're like, oh, we don't need accountants anymore. Anyone can use Excel. Yes, in theory.
That's a phenomenal.
But it's nuanced.
That's a phenomenal.
No, it's not that simple.
Analogy.
You still have to have it's kind of like technical and fundamental analysis. You have to understand the fundamental to know if it's correct in the first place. And I think, that's where it could be cool to see it integrated into like education to a degree and stuff, being able to, it's going to get banned in schools first, but then the good teachers will figure out how to implement it and how to use it.
My wife and I were just talking about that, and there was a teacher at a college that was just saying that actually, like, like you're going to be better if you use it. Like you should be open about it. Like you should be able to use it on a test. Because it gets you that 80% framework. And myself, and my son having like ADHD. Like trying to compose a paper, it's a nightmare because I got a million other thoughts in my head.
Exactly.
But
I like it.
I was talking to Dr. 2084, who we wrote Ready Player Earn with.
Yep.
And we were just talking about it. He
everybody go buy that book, by the way.
But he's a professor, and he had a meeting with the school, and they're all freaking out about it, just like not knowing how to handle it.
I think they should embrace it.
Well, I actually wanted to do a test. I wanted to have kids in my son's school, and rotate around to where each kid at some point in time is going to have Jasper write their article for them, right? The majority of it, and then turn it in without the teacher knowing, and see what grades and how that grading would go down,
or if they can notice.
And see if they can even notice.
Like,
right?
that was a test we did in high school in my stats classes. He gave half of the class. He was like, I need you guys to actually go home and flip a coin 100 times. That's your homework. And the other half of you're just going to guess it. You're not going to actually flip a coin. You're just going to write out what you think it is. And, you could tell by just looking at the structure of, chance, quote unquote.
Yeah.
He was 100% accurate in guessing who actually flipped a coin and who didn't. Because, if you didn't flip the coin, you wouldn't put 6 heads in a row, but that could really happen.
I would have.
I didn't. I was one of the non-flippers, and I would go like, heads 3 times, tails once or twice. I did it in 5 minutes. I didn't think about it.
Yeah.
And so it's like that structural type thing. You can see that in Jasper. It'll end sentences with the same sentence structure.
Yep.
Or so it's like making those adjustments is necessary.
I think all the teachers saying they can't pick it up.
Yeah.
Maybe should be teachers.
Yeah. It's like maybe you're not doing your job.
More projection on them. Yeah.
That's funny. I think it's I likened it to the calculator, right? I think that the AI assistance is going to, due to coding and content creation, much like the calculator did to mathematics, right? It's going to take away a lot of the mundane stuff of who wants to long form 789,000 times 488 divided by 62, right?
No one.
Just put it in the calculator, get it done, right? That's kind of where I see AI really is going to make a lot of work easier, but more efficient. So hopefully.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm just messing around with a lot of things on this stuff, so there's always like little random
Nerd Note marquee.
There you go.
Little random banders going on.
Nerdnote.io. We'll host your notes for you.
Oh yeah, I should make it .io.
Yeah, you should.
.io. Oh. There it is. That's cool. We're gonna make this great. This is gonna be a good one. So, what else you got, Tim?
Oh, what is there?
I like your setup in there, dude.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. I worked hard on it. I really like the token frame. It took long enough to get in, but I think they did.
Yeah.
They do have a decent product. They're still getting their site fully like awesome, but it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy and all that. It's pretty crisp. Get most things on there. Frank Miller ends up, they fit the best on there.
Do they?
But
Here,
it's really the
make
only
yours
art,
larger.
like the only true art I have.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Everything else is pretty much game stuff. But yeah, no, I got the
pretty
Oh,
cool.
nice. That
my,
is
my
cool
baby
idea.
Yoda and my Thanos glove, and that's it. Tell it a little bit about my mindset.
We know where you're at.
Kind of in between, right?
You know it. Yeah. Well, I think what we're going to do is we're going to make this podcast more structured. This was just kind of like yesterday we were on the Dow call. Hey, let's get this podcast going. Let's just do it, right? Just get it in here. We'll be more structured. This is going to be a Web3 gaming podcast. We'll talk a lot about esports that's going on in here, some of the ideas we have going on. We'll do some DAO talk because it's going to directly involve Tim, the Mafia, Fortune Crypto, the whole thing there. But we're going to try and make it really focused on that and not get outside of the ball like we do in other podcasts. So, which is fine. They just have their place. But really, I mean, Tim and Deadly, they're esports guys. They've been there. They're born in the fire, of what that's at. And so that's what I want to talk to them about, man. Really get that inside.
Yeah, I mean, going into the weekend, knowing what games you guys are going to be playing, where you guys are going to be streaming at, just giving the community all the, like with the roundtable, right? Just giving them all the information.
Yep. Oh, and by the way, so everybody knows I made it to gold in Apex finally.
Nice.
That's how good I am.
Hell yeah.
I'm doing it.
Climbing the ladder.
Sweet.
Oh, the Apex grind, man.
Your skill-based matchmaking is about to get less fun.
So where do they go to find you, Tim? What are we at? It's themafia.io?
Yes.
Or themaf.io?
Themaf.io. The maf.io is our main informational site, and then we have the maf.app as well. You can go ahead and make an account there and get ready for the stuff that we got coming. And you already rank up in our Discord by being active and being a part of the community, so that will matter later. And so you can get all the Discord links on our main website as well. So,
sweet,
boom,
cool, guys. Well, we're gonna end that here, and we'll talk more later on. Thanks, Tim.
Hell yeah.
Hey, see you, Tim.
Peace.
Adios.